Have you ever been told that you have flat feet, dropped arches, or even plantar fasciitis? I'm here to tell you that these are not genetic and you don't have to keep living your life with foot pain. In this video, I'm going to show you my daily 5-minute foot routine that has helped keep my feet healthy even under immense loads of stress. It's also going to help you increase your foot stability, strength, and it might even get you out of foot pain for good. First though, we need to talk a little bit about where foot problems stem from. Most of them are going to come from a lack of support in one of the longitudinal arches. Today, we're really going to focus on the medial longitudinal arch. This arch runs from your heel pad through the middle of your foot and all the way up to the tip of your big toe. The bones that form this arch are the calcaneus, the talus, the navicular, all 3 of the cuneiforms, and the first 3 metatarsals. When an arch becomes compromised or drops, we start to feel different compensations in our body that can begin at the ankle, move up to the knees, to the hips, even to the shoulders and the neck. Some of the main symptoms that you could feel with this are medial meniscus pain. You could feel bursitis on the outside of your hip, and that's from a constantly internally rotated femur. You could also have a little bit of hip drop going on one side, which actually is going to increase the amount of stress on your low back, and it's going to put a lot of extra pressure into the discs. I typically perform this routine at least once a day. Sometimes I do it twice. It only takes about 5 minutes of your time, and it's actually kind of fun. All you need is a lacrosse ball and a light band. So grab those and let's go ahead and get started. The movement that we're going to start with is just rolling the plantar fascia out. So you're going to place your right foot on that lacrosse ball, and it's going to go right underneath the base of your big toe, and you're just slowly rolling along that medial longitudinal arch for about a minute on each side. The key with this is being very intentional with the rolling. We're not just jamming it back and forth, thinking of almost loading a bowstring as you're rolling that lacrosse ball back towards the heel. If you find any tender spots, you can actually stay on them and just take a couple breaths here. Another thing you can do is if you find a tender spot, you can roll side to side slightly, and that will help break up the adhesions as well. We're then going to switch, and we're going to go ahead and roll our left foot. Same principles go on this side. Gently rolling with lots of intention. Breaking up that plantar fascia a little bit, any adhesions that might have formed in there from our arches having fallen, or just regular wear and tear on the feet. Remember, if you need to, you can pause the video and you can spend a little bit more time on one foot versus the other or on both feet. Taking big, deep breaths. Try and keep the rest of your body relaxed as you do this. For this next one, you're going to put your big toes nice and close together, line up your feet, and then you're going to spread those pinky toes. So we want to start this with a nice toe spread, getting our feet really wide. Then I want you to sink down onto your heels. It's okay if the heels come up a little bit here, but you're really going to feel the load coming from your plantar fascia up into your Achilles and into your calves a little bit. Then we're going to be rocking forward, backward. You can almost think of it like you're in the blocks about ready to start a sprint. And we're doing this for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. I'm going to switch. I'm going to show you from the side. Big toes together. Spread the pinky toes. I sink down into the heels, really loading the lower part of the posterior chain. And then I'm going to rock forward and backward. Forward and backward. If you do find a spot where it feels like a really nice stretch, you can go ahead and sit there. So sitting on the heels, breathing into the stretch. Then for this last movement, you're going to place a band around the big toe, pull it to the side, step on it with the other foot. So this is going to pull your big toe medial, and I still want you to try and spread that little toe out to the outside. But for 1 minute, you're going to raise up the big toe by itself, and then you're going to raise up the other 4 toes. alternating back and forth. At first, this can be a little bit difficult, so you can use your fingers to help you. It'll build the neurology a little bit quicker. And then when you feel like you're ready, go ahead and alternate. When I started this, it was pretty difficult for me. The biggest thing I find now is I have trouble keeping my big toe adducted, so towards the middle of my body. And the reason that I'm not doing reps with this is I could give you a workout and it could be 3 sets of 10. And at some point you're gonna get strong enough that the 3 sets of 10 don't do anything for you. So I want you to go for a time period and hopefully you get faster as you go. We're then gonna switch to the other side. Put that band over the big toe. We step on it to pull the big toe medially, and then we're alternating toes. And you can see already my right toe has trouble staying to the inside. Doing this for about a minute on this side. You are going to feel a little bit of heat building in your feet. You might get the occasional cramp through the arch. If you do cramp, breathe, relax for a second, and then get back to it shortly afterward. Obviously, adequate nutrition and hydration are really helpful for cramps too. This last exercise that I want to do with you guys is called short foot. We're going to be bringing this point on our big toe to our heel. So contracting them together like this. If you can do it by yourself, that's great. One of the keys here is to keep the toes pushed into the ground as you do it. If you have trouble with this, you can also take 2 nickels, place one under the big bump right beneath your big toe, and then place one underneath your heel. And you're trying to slide this front nickel back to where the back nickel's at. Remember, don't get complacent. Keep those toes down. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. A progression for this will be to also do it in the standing position. Or we can go into an isometric hold for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and switch sides. We'll do a minute on the other side as well. I'll show you without the nickels first. This side, it's a lot easier for me to keep my toes down personally. And then I'm gonna do an isometric hold on the left side for as long as I can. And I'm even gonna go ahead and stand up. Got about 20 more seconds on this side. I'm also gonna show it with the nickels underneath. So here, and this would be pulling in, trying to drive this front nickel back towards the back nickel. All right, guys, that wraps up this foot routine. I would perform this 1 to 2 times per day for a couple weeks just to see how it benefits you. If you gained anything from this video, please drop a like. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I can't wait to produce some more content for you guys.